My mother prayed to God for a son. As soon as she walked out of the church, she got an answer. I witnessed my mother's accidental death with my own eyes, but I didn't feel sad. I had already shut myself away in an imaginary world. In my eyes, the clouds in the sky looked like toy bears. After I pressed the shutter, 2 cars collided by accident. A neighbor nearby took the chance to scare me. He blamed me for causing the crash by taking random photos. That night I watched the news. 3 major accidents really did happen that day. Adding the car crash I saw, the number of accidents matched exactly with the 4 photos I took. After locking myself in my room for several days in guilt, I realized the neighbor had tricked me. To get revenge for his prank, I climbed onto the neighbor's roof with a radio. Whenever I heard on the radio that a player was about to shoot, I would pull down the antenna. Missing the exciting moment of the goal was the most painful torture for my neighbor. After Mother's accidental death, my already withdrawn father became even more closed off. My only friend was a goldfish. At 18, I finally escaped that oppressive home. I became a maid at a coffee shop, but due to childhood trauma and my father's influence, I wouldn't actively disturb other people's lives except for work. My only good friend was a flight attendant. We could only meet after long intervals. A few days later, when I went out, I found the fruit shop owner downstairs had forgotten to remove his keys. When I returned the keys, I saw him bullying a disabled employee. This instantly reminded me of the neighbor who deliberately tricked me as a child. I decided to help the employee get revenge. I made a duplicate key and put the original key back in the door. When the fruit shop owner wasn't home, I secretly entered his room. I planned to properly punish him. When he came home, he found his slippers had mysteriously shrunk. The light bulb exploded as soon as he plugged it in. When he wanted to drink some alcohol to calm his nerves, it had turned into watered-down vinegar. He suspected he was facing karma. He quickly called his mother for help.
Urgence psychiatrique, j'écoute.
I successfully made him believe in cause and effect. He never dared to do evil things again. At that moment, I felt like I had truly become an angel. I discovered my landlord was always depressed because her late husband had once betrayed her. So I secretly stole letters from the landlord's deceased husband. I pieced together an apology letter. I used chemicals to age the paper, disguising it as something written years ago. I had the postman deliver it to the landlord. Recently, the post office had found mail from a crashed plane from 30 years ago. The letters inside weren't damaged. The landlord had no suspicions about the letter. After reading the apology letter, she finally felt relieved and chose to forgive her late husband. I suddenly remembered my father also had an unfulfilled wish. He once wanted to take his family on a world trip, but my mother's accidental death made him completely shut himself away. He often talked to himself while looking at a small dwarf he had carved by hand. I secretly took the small dwarf from Mother's grave. I asked my flight attendant friend to take photos of the dwarf at scenic spots every time her flights landed. Every so often she would anonymously mail them to Father, although Father couldn't understand. But I clearly felt Father becoming more and more cheerful. However, my mood began to sink. As the town's residents became happier and happier, I gradually stopped getting joy from helping others.